And we're live. Good afternoon, BounceBack Network. This is Sam Jacoba. I'm one of the co-founders of BounceBack Philippines, and welcome to the second test episode of Blockchain for Entrepreneurs. 29th of June, one day and then half of the year is over. I'm joined today by our friends from AltHash University, James Genove. Good afternoon, James.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, guys, and thank you for having me here, Sir Sam. Magandang hapon to our kababayans out there. Thank you for inviting us to be part of this live broadcast.
Yeah, thank you, James. Last week, we had a great, episode. It's the maiden episode or maiden test episode is Fermin, right? So Fermin spoke about blockchain, and now we're going to talk about, you know, decrypting cryptocurrencies. Okay, why don't you introduce our other co-host, James?
Yeah, sure, sure. Of course, with us today also this afternoon is none other than our partner from ICORBP. He is the CTO or the Chief Technology Officer of ICORBP or the International Council of Registered Blockchain Professionals, none other than the birthday boy, Joseph Sly Sylvester.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Sly!
bro.
Thank you so much, guys. It's good to be
And
back on. Thank
did,
you. Thank you.
did you give yourself, a crypto gift today, Sly?
I believe I did.
That's
It's a
good.
nice, beautiful one, too.
That's good. Yeah.
All
So
right.
I mean, we won't ask Sly how old he is, right? Maybe how or how young he is. But
That's futile if you ask him.
Yeah.
I know. But we can guess, it's like he's still in his teens, right? In terms of blockchain age, right?
If only that was the truth.
Yeah, guys, before we go into the speakers, let's talk about what's happening in the industry first, right? So just to whet their appetite on our topic, decrypting cryptocurrency. Let me share my screen. So we've been discussing this a while ago off cam, but here's one of the biggest news now, right? So as you can see, Britain banning Binance UK's operations in the latest cryptocurrency crackdown. So again, what do you think of this? Can this happen also in the Philippines, for example, or James, Sly?
Um,
James, you go first. I have my thoughts on this one, actually.
Sige, sige. No
Yeah.
problem. But actually, for Britain's ban on Binance UK operation, basically is more of an economic move more than political policy. That's for me. Well, basically, simply because they're trying to run the economy and basing it from they're trying to boost the economy by actually using their own currency, no, their currency, which is the British pound. But apparently, the use of Binance is actually having some um, you know um, other cryptocurrencies getting introduced more than the mainstream, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. These are the mainstream, right? The most popular. But what's happening is the currency with Binance operating here is getting diversified. That's for me. No,
Mm.
that's my personal opinion, and this is not based on anything that's highly a valuable info coming from a reliable source. But it's my opinion that they're trying to manage the economy in doing so. Well, Sly has maybe another thoughts about this that he can share with us. Go ahead, Sly.
Okay, so Britain's bans Binance UK's operations in latest cryptocurrency crackdown. So here's what I do is that I connect the dots in terms of geopolitical situations all around
Mm.
the world. So when you look at what's happening in, let's say, El Salvador and other countries that are in which their governments are trying to allow Bitcoin as a payment method, I believe that there is something that is going against the norm, which is central banks. So, for example, notice how in this article it's specifying specifically Binance. Now, I have nothing wrong with Binance as an exchange, but when you look at Binance as a whole, they're not just an exchange. They are basically a blockchain solutions provider
Mm.
in a sense. So now, when you have blockchain kind of leading the forefront in terms of like economies and nation states, what we're also looking at is that when we look at central banks, they kind of see this as a threat. Now, notice how it's specifically known as Binance, that that this article is mentioning. And if you follow Binance, I mean, they are the king of crypto exchanges at the moment. So when you look at something like this and you involve the idea of central banks, there is kind of a conflict of interest that's taking place here. For example, choose any country around the world, but let's just use the more common ones right now. Let's say Britain or El Salvador. They're going against their own currency, and they're using Bitcoin, I guess, is like an alternative means to fiat for their nation or for their country. So that kind of tells you something that, hey, go back to fiat, guys, or go back to your national currency. So I feel that articles like this is more like a warning signal, so to speak, in terms of, hey, align with us or beware.
So you're saying here, maybe this is an old economy management, right, Sly? So, guys, you teach this in your courses, right? You teach macroeconomics in your blockchain courses in AltHash, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. James,
yeah.
go ahead.
We actually cover parts of the macroeconomic aspect of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and tokens. It's called in the terms of the new terms using cryptocurrency and blockchain as a technology. It's called tokenomics. It's a portmanteau, a word play between token and economics. Yeah, we used to discuss this one, and that's the reason why we have similar insights when it comes to what's happening right now. Basically, because in our discussion groups, these are getting discussed. If you notice, those who actually embrace the the technology, the cryptocurrency, would be those countries that are financially excluded in the world financial market. Those who are trying to actually ban or to stop what's happening right now are those who have their strong, powerful economy, and they actually have their own strong currency. Well, yeah,
So
you maybe
G7 or G8, right? So Britain is part
probably,
of
either one.
G8. Yeah,
yeah,
it's correct.
probably.
Yeah. I mean, a great analysis, guys. Maybe later the speakers can also comment on this one. Let's look at our
Sure.
news from CoinDesk. Okay, so this one, Cathy Wood's ARK Investment enters Bitcoin EF trace. Not too familiar with Cathy Wood, but look at this one. Mexico's finance minister confirms cryptos are banned from financial system. Again, another country like putting its weight. If you look at this news over here, let's click on it. So Sly mentioned El Salvador, right? That's in South America.
Yes, yes.
Mexico's
For
also
Mexico,
yeah.
incidentally, Sam, if you will actually Google this one,
Mm-hmm.
one of the biggest billionaires in Mexico who owns a
Here,
bank.
yeah. Ricardo
Actually,
Salinas Diego.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Salinas Price.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this came after that. When he made the announcement, this news came
Mm-hmm.
after. Meaning to say they are threatened. As what Sly also mentioned when about the British news that you've read. Right now, we're seeing it happening in Mexico because the financial managers of Mexico are threatened as well. Similarly, why Britain is doing it. So this is that will be the insight for that. Well, a lot
Awesome.
of centralized economies, centralized monetary systems are actually threatened by a decentralized system like of Bitcoin, like of cryptocurrencies, basically because they will be made they will lose their significance if these things proliferate in the long run. Yeah.
It's actually good. Anyway, these are the some of the top news. So we won't go through all of them, but again, it's shaking up countries. It's
Right.
shaking up
Can I? Yeah.
economic fundamentals. Yeah, go ahead, Sai. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so just quickly note, remember what an ETF fund is or electroded fund is. Basically, this is the type of stuff that is a representation of Bitcoin. Because if it was on the chain, meaning on-chain transactions, you can't do what an ETF does, meaning it's like super rapid fast, especially in the financial markets, especially in the in the trading aspects, right? So ETFs are just representations of Bitcoin. Now, because there's a lot of whales or Bitcoin whales out there, they can basically overshoot any algorithm bot out there on any ETF traded fund market. So that's why it's really, in my opinion, why it's kind of banned in this kind of sense.
Awesome. Okay, we can get back to that with our speakers. Let me now take off my screen sharing. Let's see. Sly, you have several greetings on our Facebook chat,
Hey
right? So,
guys, thank you so
hey,
much.
Marites Perada. Okay, good afternoon, Marites. Sly. Okay, you owe her a cake, man. And also, Paul.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
Paul Ontario. Okay, happy birthday. Okay, keep them coming, guys. And our birthday boy really is glad that you're
Yeah,
greeting him. And
you know, these
Leia's
guys
also.
very popular.
Hey, Leia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you
These
so much,
guys
guys. I
so
really
popular.
appreciate it.
Yep. Oh, our friend, one of our early volunteers in BounceBack Philippines, Julina Khan, is also our one of our moderators and admins. Hey, Julina, thank you very much for watching. I didn't know she was into maybe Julina is also into cryptocurrencies. But thank you for watching, Julina. Jonathan Turbio, how about Chia? Uh, Jonathan, is that Chia or China? So, but again, thank you for watching. Okay, guys. So let's not keep our speakers waiting. So James, why don't you do the honors of introducing our speakers? Oh, one more, Joseph. Again, one of our speakers greeting you.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, Sly. Okay, James,
yeah,
do the
yeah.
honors, bro, to introduce our two
Sure,
speakers
sure.
tonight.
So
Okay.
without further ado, I would like to do the honors of introducing our speakers for today, this afternoon. And we just don't have one speaker, not one but two. No, these guys are they're two rather. They're two of the, you know, fairly known people from the cryptocurrency market in industry here in the country today. Of course, first I would like to introduce is none other our only lady in the house for today. She's the Southeast Asia marketing manager for Paxful, and she's the community manager for Paxful Philippines, and also the marketing manager for Paxful Philippines. Let's all welcome none other than Miss Apryl Albero.
Hey, April, how are you?
Hi,
Hey, hi guys. Thank you so much. It's great to be
Welcome.
here.
Grabe,
welcome,
multiple
welcome.
hats, right? So, April, that's three roles in one. So, are they paying you three times?
We hope so. We hope so. We hope so.
Yeah.
But she's paid handsomely, I believe. She's paid handsomely anyway.
Mostly, yeah, but
Yeah,
but mostly Paxful Philippines, guys.
Yeah, yeah, mostly
definitely, yeah.
Pax.
April, can you please tell us about since again, this is your first time at BounceBack Network. Welcome to BBN. So maybe would you want to introduce yourselves to our entrepreneurs in BounceBack Network and also about Paxful. Tell them about what Paxful does. Okay.
Sure. So, again, thank you so much for inviting me. Yes, this is my first time joining you guys. And yeah, my name is April, and I'm community marketing manager for I can hear myself for Paxful Philippines, and I've been with Paxful since over 2 years ago, and actually this is the first time when I joined Paxful. That's actually the first time that I got introduced into crypto, and I was like, okay, there's this is some like huge community for crypto all over the globe, and I was kind of overwhelmed sa sobrang laki ng community and sobrang daming tao na even before when crypto or Bitcoin is still not mainstream, it's still overwhelming. And since then, I've started growing Paxful Filipino community, and right now we have over 5,000 traders in our community, and yeah, we keep it active, and I'm also like teaching the community members on how to use Paxful, because Paxful is a peer-to-peer marketplace. It's a very good like entry point for beginners if you want to learn into crypto, because you don't have to learn about reading graphs or anything. It's not too technical. All you have to do is just buy and sell and make money. So that's what we've been working on in the crypto community here in the Philippines, and we're growing. So you guys can check us out sometimes as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, April. Okay, James, why don't you introduce our second speaker? Right.
Of
So
course. So there you go. Our wonderful first speaker for today, Miss Apryl Albero. And now let me introduce you to our second guest speaker for today. He is the co-founder of Museigen Trading Academy. He is also a renowned speaker and coach in his own right. So please all welcome the cryptopreneur, none other than Coach Jonathan Tinoco. Ayan.
Hey, welcome,
Hey, James.
Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you. Sam, hello. James,
Oh,
Sly, and April. Oh, familiar faces. I know you guys. Reunion. Right. And of
second
course,
time pa
welcome
lang.
to
Second
our
time pa lang ngayon,
second
Coach
time. Yeah,
Jonathan dito.
correct. Thanks, Sam.
So,
Nice to
tuloy
meet you
dito.
also.
Mhm.
Ayan, so
Yeah,
maraming
Coach.
salamat. Of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Again, kwento ulit. I'm sure, a lot of our BounceBack Network members watch you already 2 weeks ago kay Carl, no? But this is a different time slot. So, yung kay Carl, panggabi yun eh. This is after office chat tayo. Oh. Konting intro naman dyan, Coach.
Sure. Thank you, Sam. And once again, my name is Jonathan Tinoco, and one of the co-founders of Museigen Trading Academy. So basically, what we're doing is we help people, especially mga kababayan natin OFWs, to participate in the crypto market because we believe that there's a lot of Filipinos right now, especially mga kababayan natin abroad, who are still looking for ways to make money, even if they're still working right now, or ibang mga kababayan natin na nakauwi na, they're also looking for other income opportunities. And I believe that cryptocurrency right now is one of the, let's say, tool or a vehicle that could help them, especially recently. DeFi market is booming, especially mga NFT blockchain games are also booming. Yan, sila James, they're one of those people who's doing that. So I personally believe, in our academy believes that cryptocurrency could help change people's lives. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, so our topic is really decrypting cryptocurrencies, diba? So I'm still seeing a lot of reactions, from our community members and even on social media channels that meron pa rin nagsabi ng, uy, scam yan, di ba? So you still see all of those people, saying those, but there are those naman, especially on the left side, I'm saying that no, it's not, right? There's a science behind it, right? It's just like trading real money or fiat, and crypto can, tama ka, sir, Coach Jonathan, it can help entrepreneurs in their businesses, right? So
Correct.
that's what we're going to find out today, BounceBack Network. So James, why don't you introduce and usher in, our first speaker to talk about what cryptocurrencies is, di ba? Ano ba
Yes,
yung mga cryptocurrency talaga, okay?
Well, to talk about today, one of the two speakers will talk about what is cryptocurrency, and of course, will give us an insight. Because he is Coach Jonathan Tinoco is actually a full-time trader, and also he's one of the, we can say, not super early, but one of the earlier adopters of Bitcoin cryptocurrency in the Philippines. So he has he holds that bragging rights of saying, I'm one of the early adopters here in the country today. And yeah, again, I would like to give the floor to Coach Jonathan to talk about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, its history, what it's all about. And yeah, please take it away, Coach Jonathan.
Sure, JK James, maraming salamat. Thank you. So magtataglish na lang ako, no, because I believe there's a lot of Filipino viewers here in our session. So yeah, correction lang, because Bitcoin started way back 2008, 2009, and I've entered the market in 2015. So there's a lot of people who started earlier. May mga nag-start yan 2011, 2010, but it's really an honor and nakakatuwa because I've seen the market in 2015 where there are only few people who believes in the crypto market. And way back then, tama si Sam kanina, until right now, there are a lot of people who thinks that Bitcoin is a scam or fad. And one reason behind that is because number one is because of the hype that is happening around, and second is there are a few people who understand the technology. Let me start by giving you muna a short background and a story. Paano ba nag-start yung cryptocurrency? Started after 2000 and in 2009, officially 2010, with this pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. So way back then, the idea of creating Bitcoin was to create a new financial infrastructure. Kumbaga, from the word crypto and currency, it came from the word cryptography and currency, of course, the currency. Yung technology behind it, by the way, is yung blockchain. Okay? So para mas ma-appreciate ng mga viewers natin, what is cryptocurrency? It's an online money. All right? It's an online currency where if you want to purchase anything online, where of course, they must be a merchant of Bitcoin or someone who accept Bitcoin. So pwede mo siyang gamitin. So sa madaling salita, if you have Bitcoin, okay, And if you want to pay something on the internet, then you can use Bitcoin as a mode of payment. However, unlike fiat currencies, US dollar, peso, yen, Bitcoin is quite volatile. In fact, it's volatile. Why? Because if you're going back to the history of Bitcoin way back 10 years ago, it has almost zero in value. So sobrang wala siyang value many years ago. But as time goes by, it went up to $20, 50, to the point it went up to $1,000. And in 2017 bull market, it went up to even $20,000. But of course, suddenly, pumasok yung bear market, nag-drop ng $3,000. And recently, umakyat ng $64,000. But right now, we're around, I believe, 30, let me check. We're at around 35 now, $35,000. So medyo umakyat ng konti per Bitcoin. But here's the thing, eh? One thing is, or one reason why most people think that Bitcoin is a scam, because, sorry, another reason is because they cannot, or you cannot touch Bitcoin. And it's not also issued by any central or government or central banks. Wala nagmamay-ari nito na bangko because it's owned by those people who have their own Bitcoin in their wallet. Okay? So sa madaling salita, wala nagko-control, wala nagre-regulate. However, there are countries also who are creating regulations with regards to cryptocurrency. Recently, one of the recent news, di ba? Yung sa El Salvador when they announced that Bitcoin will now be a legal tender. Also in the Philippines, in 2017, okay, BSP, di ba, naglabas ng Circular 944 that where they're regulating Bitcoin, but not an investment, but as a currency for remittance. So right now, if you're going to check Bitcoin, it's at $35,000. And if you're going to ask me, is it the highest price of Bitcoin or lowest price of Bitcoin? Well, if there are only maximum supply of Bitcoin 21. Sorry, 21 lang maximum supply ng Bitcoin. So you cannot change that. So price might go up in the future, but there's no guarantee what could be the price of Bitcoin in the future. There are some speculations around. Some of them are predicting that it could reach $500,000 to even $1 million per Bitcoin. But again, don't enter to something that, you know, that even if someone told you that it's a good opportunity or you're going to make money out of it, then papasok ka na. You need to study the market first. Not because malaking kikitain mo, but of course, you enter the market because you understand the technology. Okay. Sorry, James, are you there?
Ayun, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
my microphone was mute pala. I was trying to talk a while ago. Yes. So, yun. Thank you, Coach Jonathan, for that insight. Now, let me just ask more further questions about this. So, you've mentioned this is decentralized, meaning there's no country that actually controls the cryptocurrency creation, so it's not controlled by any government, or there's
Correct.
no regulatory on it. How is it safe?
Okay, sige. That's a good question, James. So, let's talk about first yung tinatawag natin mga wallets or private keys or yung tinatawag natin mga digital wallets, okay? So, let's compare cryptocurrency to traditional or to fiat currencies. Of course, when you have fiat currencies, basically you're storing it sa bangko, tama? So, if you have money, you go to banks, you have an ATM card or over the counter, you can withdraw your money immediately. Now, in the crypto market or particular cryptocurrency, we're not owning physical Bitcoin because you cannot touch it, right? Hindi mo siya pwedeng hawakan. But if you want to withdraw it, of course, you need to have your, of course, mobile phones because this is where you're going to store your cryptocurrencies or your crypto. Okay? So, how easy it is? As simple as 1, 2, 3, you can withdraw your funds. So, if you're going to ask me, gaano ka-secure yung cryptocurrency, as long as you own yung tinatawag na private keys. Why? Because if you lost your access with your cell phone or wallet, okay, hindi mo na or na-lost mo na, wala mo. So technically, sobrang risky nun. Hindi mo na pwede ma-recover yung funds mo. Alright? But as long as you know how to secure your cryptocurrencies, of course, by having your private keys, so definitely, anytime you want to withdraw it, pwede. So yun lang yung medyo risk part dito because a lot of people, or sabihin natin, it's quite technical, especially when you secure your private keys because it's not a physical keys, or it's a digital keys. It's a combination of alphanumeric codes or characters na kung saan you need to store that and you need that code for you to access your cryptocurrency. Okay? So if you lost that key or private key, so technically, wala na rin yung fund mo doon. So kahit malaki yung fund mo, it's hard for you to recover that. So you need that one. Second is volatility. Um, there's no guarantee and security for you to secure the value of your assets. Especially, we all know that cryptocurrency goes up and down from time to time. Recently, it went down to 29, di ba? 28. Then right now we're at 35. So if you're planning to put your money in the cryptocurrency or the crypto market, you have peso, sabi mo, lagay ko ng Bitcoin, I want to secure the value of my fiat currency. Well, you must be ready because anytime right now, if you have Bitcoin, price might go low or price might drop eventually, might decrease the value. So, pareho din yung value ng asset mo. Meaning to say, if you have 10,000 peso right now at bumagsak yung value ng Bitcoin, so hindi na 10,000 pesos yan. So, yun yung isang misconception or misunderstanding ng public. They will enter the crypto market because they will make money and it's a vehicle for them to save their funds with the same value. Unfortunately, not. Okay? Because it price change from time to time. So yun, James.
No, thank you for that wonderful insight, Coach Jonathan. Ano? So having said that, this is volatile, then we know pesos, USD, or for example, yen, they cannot be volatile because a value of what you are buying, for example, 5 peso worth of product is a 5 peso worth of product. Having said that, Bitcoin is volatile. How does it become no, not just a legal tender but a medium of exchange? What makes it like similar to the pesos, the dollars as a medium of exchange? Now we address the security, and rest assured, you made mention what they're doing, what we are doing in the cryptocurrency space can be secure, by the way, and let me reiterate that can be secure, but as a medium of exchange, having said that it's actually volatile, paano siya nagiging medium of exchange?
Okay, sige. So basically, there are what we call merchants. Again, the term is merchants who accept cryptocurrency as a mode of payment. So for example, there are small, medium enterprise and there are also big companies, corporations who accept Bitcoin. Let's say if you want to purchase something, maybe their products or services, so pwede mo siyang gamitin pambayad. As long as you have yung tinatawag na Bitcoin wallet. So meaning to say, instead you pay using credit card or debit card, there are websites right now or there are merchants online on the internet who are accepting Bitcoin as a payment. So kumbaga hindi yung cash or fiat currency yung gagamitin mo, but you're going to use or not only fiat but also credit card, debit card, but you're going to use your Bitcoin using yung tinatawag nating mga Bitcoin wallet. So if you have, let's say, depende sa wallet na gamit mo, but basically any wallet pwede. So if let's say you're using Coinbase or maybe Binance or let's say Paxful, so if you have Bitcoin on those platforms and that merchant is accepting Bitcoin, yung Bitcoin mo na nandoon sa wallet itself, yun yung pwede mong gamitin pambayad. But of course, be careful or sabihin natin, please be aware that price might change from time to time. So you might be buying a goods that the value of that is, say, sabihin natin $100. So pwede ka bumibili or let's say you're buying something online which is the value is $100. Now let's say in Bitcoin that's equivalent to, for example lang that's 0.0005. Let's say for example. So let's say the moment you buy it or the moment you purchase it, okay, Bitcoin might change in value or in the amount. Pwede mas mataas sa 0.005 or pag bumaba yung value ng Bitcoin in US dollar, pwede mas mababa. So yun lang dapat kang aware, especially if you're going to use Bitcoin as a payment doon sa mga merchants so tumatanggap ng Bitcoin. But the question is, or is it possible? Yes, 100% possible.
All right. So thank you, Coach, for that insight. Now that we can say that Bitcoin is actually can be used as a medium of exchange. Sabi natin it can be safe. Now the question would be as the time passes by, the time passes by, do you see Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency replacing the likes of our fiat currency?
Okay. Personally, it is actually a hard question. Pero personally speaking, I don't think na in the future it could replace the fiat currencies or paper bills. Just like, for example, many years ago, di ba, we're not using fiat currencies naman or even coins or even gold. Dati we're using barter exchange, right? 1,000 years ago. But the question is it still existing right now? Of course, we're still using barter. Some people are using barter exchange. Tama? So are we still using, let's say, coins right now, even if it started many years ago? Still, we're using coins if we want to, diba? You go to sari-sari store, you go to groceries, we can still use it. And we're still using it. So with fiat currencies, I believe, hindi ito mawawala. Okay, still there. Although, syempre, many years from now or a few years from now, Bitcoin's price or other cryptocurrencies price might be, sabihin natin, sobrang taas na compared doon sa value na hawak-hawak mo. Because remember that if you're holding fiat currencies, for your information, you're prone with what we call inflation. So meaning to say, if you have 1,000 peso right now, and if you're going to compare the value or the value of 1,000 peso 10 years ago, definitely you could buy a lot of things, di ba? But right now, if you have 1,000 pesos, sobrang kulang yan. Pang-grab mo lang yan, balikan. Diba? Kulang pa, pang-tollgate, right? So, I technically speaking, fiat currency will be, will stay. Okay? But cryptocurrency, okay, in the future, okay, there will be a lot of people, there will be a lot of users. In the next, I don't know exactly. It could be in the next 5, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, or 20 years from now. But I believe this could change how people, use, or sabihin natin, how people gonna use yung tinatawag natin payment methods or payment options. So definitely, right now, di ba, we have GCash, James, PayMaya. Sobrang ang bilis nito mga te, di ba? Even Coins.ph. So, dati naman wala naman tayong ginagamit na ganito. But right now, even Laika, right? If you go to malls right now, GCash, Laika, PayMaya, they're using it now. Okay? So, I believe in the cryptocurrency itself, definitely people gonna be using it, or more people gonna be using it few years from now.
Oh. Thank you, Coach, for your insight. No, the question also goes. So now that we know it can be used for medium of exchange, it may or may not replace the pesos. But having said that, yung, di ba, sabi natin kanina, it's decentralized. If it is decentralized, then how is it being regulated? Who regulates it and how?
Well, technically speaking, governments can, governments could announce or could regulate cryptocurrency. Diba? Pwede silang gumawa ng regulation out of it. However, they cannot control the transaction that is happening inside the blockchain and, the crypto market. Because let's say, let's compare traditional finance or centralized finance versus decentralized finance. When you have, going back sa kanina, diba? If you have fiat currencies, if you go to bank, let's say gusto mo mag-withdraw ng 1 million or 500,000 pesos, banks will always ask you, sir, para saan ba to? Saan mo gagamitin to? Di ba? Documents and so on. So there's a third party, all right, that prevents you from accessing your fiat currencies or your money. But in the crypto market, wala. You're the only person na merong access dito. Okay? And walang pwedeng mag-control dito. No one will tell you na, sir, kailangan mo muna ng passport, birth certificate, or documents for you to withdraw your funds. Which is, cryptocurrency is revolutionary because it's the only tool right now and vehicle right now, of course, where you've given the control over your finances. Okay, so that's why I love, the tech or the idea of having decentralized exchange or a decentralized finance because you have the power to control your finances.
Okay. Okay. So yan, Coach, no? Nabigyan na natin na we were able to give them
Sure.
insight, how safe is cryptocurrency, how it can be regulated. Now, the next question is, for a beginner, for example, ako, I don't have any idea about cryptocurrency. How do I get started?
Okay,
Paano ako
sige.
start?
All right. You know what, James? Before you ask that question, yung mga viewers natin, especially mga beginners, they also have the same question and concern. And when you talk about how will you start in the crypto market, it's unfortunately, it's for a lot of people, it's technical, diba? Because for what reason? Because they want to understand everything. They want to understand what's blockchain, how it's created, ano ba yung code nito. They want to explore everything, which I don't see any problem with that. However, if you're going to ask me, or maybe ikaw, you'll agree with me that the fastest way for you, to understand everything or sabihin natin yung basic foundation of it is pag nandun ka na sa loob, once you started your first step, and it's not hard. or should I say, it's not technical for you to start, entering and going on the first step. Technically speaking, number one, you just need to have your own Bitcoin wallet. That's it. Okay? If you have your own Bitcoin wallet, syempre, malalaman mo na eventually how you be able to, to cash in, how be able to convert your Bitcoin back to peso. Yun lang yung kailangan mo maintindihan dyan eh. Okay? Because one of the main reason why people are, especially beginners, are afraid to enter the crypto market is, agree ka James, even yung mga viewers natin na convertible ba talaga? Pwede ba talaga papalitan yung Bitcoin ng peso? Parang hindi naman totoo yan, or totoo ba talaga yan? If I have Bitcoins right now, can I convert, exchange it to peso? Well, the reality, there's a lot of people who believes that they can't and it's impossible. But of course, alam natin pwede, tama? Pero for those of you watching right now, especially mga bago, there are platforms right now where, let's say, if you want to buy or sell Bitcoins, pwede. Pero you don't need to understand everything. First step, ika nga, one step at a time. Diba? So, kumbaga, you don't need to master everything in one day because it's impossible for you to master everything in one day. You just need to create a wallet, of course. Second is you need to verify your KYC kasi there are wallets that will require you na kailangan kilala ka nila, or brokers or exchange. So, of course, number one, creating wallet. Second, verifying your KYC. And the third one, explore how you'll be able to buy, okay, and sell Bitcoins. Paano ba yung cash in, cash out process? Paano ba mag-trade sa loob ng platform? Paano ba bumili? Paano ba magbenta? That's it. You don't need to master everything. Start with simple step process, simple guidelines, and simple basic information.
Grabe, no? Ganun lang kadali. You just have to open a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency wallet. So, yeah, thank you, Coach Jonathan, for your insight. Siguro, without further ado, I also would like to invite, this moment in time, I would like to invite in our second speaker for today, for tonight. She's actually none other than the country community manager for a cryptocurrency wallet. Yan. Incidentally, the topic that we just left off, Coach Jonathan, is a cryptocurrency wallet. So without further ado, so again, back in the stage, si Miss Apryl of Paxful, Philippines. She's actually one of the Philippine community manager of Paxful, which is wallet service. Ayan.
Great discussion, guys. Very interesting. Okay, James. Okay, iniwanan mo ako. Anyway, Coach Jonathan already talked about what is cryptocurrency, like the use cases, and bakit may value yung crypto even if it's decentralized. So maybe we're going to talk more about how to get into crypto. Kasi, narinig na natin si Coach Jonathan talk about, did his intro about crypto, about maybe we're going to focus more on Bitcoin kasi it's the first crypto and it's the most popular one. So, siguro dati, narinig nyo lang yung Bitcoin and you don't really understand what it is because it's the same with me. Before I joined Paxful, I was like, okay, some of the people talking about Bitcoin, but then I was like, maybe scam yan, or I don't really know about that. So I guess, I agree. Some people say it's scam, but that's mostly because you don't understand it. So ibig sabihin, but if you actually allocate some time to learn about Bitcoin or learn about cryptocurrency, you will learn and you will discover great opportunity that it can bring you. Kasi, diba, James and Jonathan were just talking about paano, is it convertible to cash? Pwede ba natin siya i-convert? Bakit siya may value? Bakit tumataas, bumababa? So that's actually one of the beauty with cryptocurrency kasi we can do price speculation. So ibig sabihin, volatile yung market. It's the same actually with stocks, diba? It can go up and it can go down. With crypto nga lang, mas volatile siya, mas mabilis siyang gumalaw. Pwedeng bumaba, pwedeng tumaas. But in terms of the opportunity that you can, even if you're going to start, let's say, investing lang yung gusto mong gawin, you want to get into crypto, but then gusto mo lang, okay, siguro gusto ko lang bumili ng first Bitcoin ko, maybe 1,000 pesos worth of Bitcoin. Para lang masubukan ko kung ano ba talaga yung Bitcoin and for me to understand better. So the first thing that you need to do is, of course, you have to create an account. So I mentioned before that I'm with Paxful Philippines, and Paxful is a peer-to-peer crypto marketplace globally. So meaning we have users all over the globe, and kaya siya tinawag na peer-to-peer because it's different from the traditional exchange, which is yung example ng mga exchange is like yung CoinsPH. That's an exchange locally. Ibig sabihin, you can have your peso converted into Bitcoin. So, ang difference naman with peer-to-peer is, as the name suggests, it's a marketplace na kung saan pwede kang bumili ng Bitcoin sa mga sellers na nagbebenta ng Bitcoin doon sa platform. So, actually, yung advantages ng peer-to-peer compared to traditional exchange is you have more options. So, it's more flexible than, trading with an exchange kasi when you buy your Bitcoin through an exchange, bumibili ka sa exchange mismo. Ibig sabihin kung ano yung price ng Bitcoin during that day, during that time, yun yung makukuha mo. But with peer-to-peer, depende yung prices sa mga sellers. So, merong mga sellers na nagbebenta ng Bitcoin nila ng mahal, meron namang iba na nagbebenta ng mura. But always we buy low. So, ibig sabihin kung sino yung may pinakamura na nagbebenta ng Bitcoin, doon tayo bibili. And you can easily learn this when you're on the platform. So, yun yung ang kinaganda din ng peer-to-peer when you're a beginner and just starting with joining the crypto space kasi hindi siya technical. All you have to do is buy and sell, and then there's also a very good opportunity for you to make money. So maybe I can call back James or actually Sly. Sly is joining me for this.
Hey,
Sly, say birthday, hey birthday boy.
So in regards to Paxful, I just want to know. So do you guys just do Bitcoin, or do you do another crypto as well in terms of the buy and sell part?
Yeah, so that's a good start. So we started with Bitcoin, just Bitcoin. So basically, you can trade Bitcoin. When you say trade, you can buy and sell, and in doing that, there's an opportunity to make money. So and then recently we've added stablecoin, USDT, and then the latest addition is Ethereum. And with USDT, we've also just launched actually Tron because we know.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have like lots of crypto gamers, diba? So, pinag-usapan natin kanina Axie Infinity, and ang dami pang mga games na you're just playing and then you're earning crypto. So, ibig sabihin you're playing and then you're making money. So, the problem with our crypto gamers is that it is expensive. Okay, I'm so sorry for that. Oh my God.
It's okay.
Okay. So the problem with the problem that the users are experiencing right now, within the gaming community is that it's expensive to send Ethereum, right, for gas fees.
Right. So there's is that the reason why Tron? That's the reason why you're using Tron? Is it TRC20? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, TRC20. Because before, it's only available is at ERC20, and then it's very expensive to send externally, diba? So and then people are like, what if I just wanted to send like 1,000 pesos worth of Ethereum? And then the fee was like maybe 500 for that send out. So 500 na lang yung mapupunta sa'yo. So but with Tron or TRC20, it's a lot cheaper.
Correct. You're right. Because I know the Tron network. The thing, it's good that you guys actually have TRC20 on your exchange. That's correct, yeah. But at the same time, even though I believe there's no fees with Tron, I think Paxful does charge a fair amount of fees. Correct.
Yeah, I think it's very competitive. We have just launched that this week, so we haven't did the whole announcement yet. But users, everyone can already use it. So,
yeah. That's awesome that you guys implemented TRC20 because, ERC20, the gas fees are just too much.
I know. It's like if we're going to send maybe $10 for $10 or $20 per send out, and that's very expensive, especially if you're just sending out small amount.
Right. And the thing about the game community, especially if you talk about games like Axie Infinity, I mean, we're not even talking about hundreds of dollars here. We're just talking maybe like less than $1, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. In terms of Paxful, like so you mentioned that people can buy and sell on your exchange. I'm assuming now Bitcoin, the USDT, TRC20, and you mentioned Ethereum. Are
Yes.
there other coins that Paxful will be introducing, or right now everything is just as is right now?
Right now everything is as is, but then we are we are growing, and then the demand is there. So we're definitely looking into adding more and more crypto as we grow. So definitely something to look forward to.
Okay, awesome. In terms of purchasing crypto now, I'm assuming because we're here in the Philippines, I'm assuming that all banks locally, Paxful kind of accepts, let's say, if you want to send money or use a bank, like a local bank like BDO, RCBC, something like that. I mean, it will go through, or will users kind of encounter some issues?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question, because I'm pretty sure our viewers is wondering the same, because just recently BPI bans all crypto
Oh.
purchases. So yeah, even using your credit card, I don't think that's going to push through anymore. So basically, with this is actually the beauty of peer-to-peer marketplace, because let's say BPI bans any purchases of crypto using credit cards, using debit cards. Maybe you can't use your BPI to buy Bitcoin on let's say CoinsPH, maybe, but with peer to peer, you can still use it. But of course we're mostly using Union Bank for that, because this is like maybe the only, or bank that is pretty open stance for the crypto. So
Yeah, I have one.
traders, yeah, most of the traders are using Union Bank. And in terms of how hard it is to use your bank to buy crypto with Paxful, since it's a peer-to-peer marketplace, we only escrow the crypto within your wallet. So meaning, if you have the seller selling their Bitcoin on Paxful, Paxful will only escrow the Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency, but the payment happens from the buyer's bank account directly to the seller's bank account. It's not going to pass through Paxful. So
Okay.
yeah, so basically ganun lang siya kadali. So if you're buying Bitcoin, let's say I'm selling Bitcoin and then Sly is buying Bitcoin. So you're going to pay through bank. So basically you're going to open a trade with me on Paxful, and then that amount will be held in escrow for protection while we do the transaction. And I'm going to send you my bank details, so you make the payment directly from your bank to my bank. And then once I confirm that I received the payment, I'm then going to release the Bitcoin from my wallet directly to your wallet.
Okay, so that well, that makes it a lot safer and secure for a lot of people, knowing that you guys have a what was the term that you use? Escrow, right? Escrow services.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So that's what bridges the bank transactions a lot more easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's not going to pass. Like, you're not going to use your bank to send money from your bank to an exchange. So this is another beauty with peer to peer. That's why even if in some countries where they are regulating crypto, there's a loophole for peer to peer. People can
Oh,
still use it.
okay.
Yeah. I think it's not good to use the loophole word, but
No, I think
yeah,
it's a good term. It's a good term. Don't worry.
it is shady, but no, it's not.
Oh, but that's awesome though. That's awesome. It's good because now it becomes more people friendly in terms of using the Paxful exchange. And by the way, I do use it, but under a different name.
Yeah, we use usernames. If you don't want to use your full name, that's fine. But then as an exchange, we still do our KYC, know your customer. So if you create an account, you have to like submit an ID or proof of address, so that you can trade without limits, no matter
Okay.
how much you want to buy.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so we have a question from the audience. Paul Cabil Imperio. Hi, ma'am, April. So basically, Paxful is almost the same as Binance, where you can do P2P. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Actually, Paxful has been in the industry for 6 years, but Binance just recently launched their P2P. So basically, if you're going to think about liquidity or market in terms of peer-to-peer, because Binance is huge, like it's an exchange. You can do leverage trading or spot trading with Binance, but with Binance P2P, it it was just launched recently, but Paxful has been a peer-to-peer marketplace for 6 years. But yes, the same concept.
Oh, okay, cool. So the next question is, are you? Oh yes, so John Turbo, yes, you can use different names. Yes, it's possible.
Yeah, username.
I do want to touch upon this one topic though, in regards to you've worked with other countries, I guess, and their representatives, I guess.
Mhm.
Which country would you say does have kind of like that ban, and Paxful does help out in a way because of the loophole?
Okay, I think you remember before when the government in Nigeria
Right, that one.
were trying. I don't think that was finalized. They were just trying to regulate or control the people that are using cryptocurrency. So basically, what the government does is they tell the bank that any one of their users that are purchasing Bitcoin using their bank account, they'll get frozen. I think that was the issue before.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Their assets get frozen, which sucks, by the way. But
Mhm.
I think because Paxful isn't technically in exchange, would you say?
Yes. Yes.
So technically, that
Exactly.
was the loophole.
Yes. Exactly. That sucks for the
It's like
exchange.
retail.
Yeah, that sucks for the exchanges because users cannot fund their exchange wallet account directly from their bank. But with Paxful, you don't send your bank money to your Paxful wallet. You just send it directly to another user. So basically, there's no way of knowing that that's a Bitcoin transaction, right? So that's kind of
Right.
but that's still legal because Bitcoin transactions you can't really like it's hard to implement even if you want to control, even if the government or the
No, that's
bank wants
true.
to control that's very hard to implement, that's very hard to monitor. So that was I was saying when I say about loophole. So um yeah, that's another beauty about peer-to-peer when you compare that to exchange.
Well, that's a good thing. It's a good thing too, because I believe especially when you do like an online transaction, right? There's always some kind of company name attached to it. It's good that it's a Paxful transaction, and most people, they know what it is. But however, the people in the back, they kind of see it as a retailer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But that's another thing too. In terms of what Paxful offers, other than the transactions, people can do a lot of things with, let's say, the Bitcoin or the USDT or whatever that they store on Paxful. I believe you have other services as well. Let's say, I think like certain cards or something like that. So people can do something to exchange it for like a gift card. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, actually that's the opportunity with peer-to-peer because let's look at one use case, for example, the one that the Filipinos are using. So arbitrage, we take advantage of the arbitrage opportunity. That's how we make money because I myself I trade with Paxful. So basically this is what we do. We have sellers on the platform that are institutional traders here in the Philippines. So we have BloomX or MoneyBees. These companies they are they are OTCs and regulated by BSP, and they are selling Bitcoin on Paxful. And what's good about it is that they're selling their Bitcoin at very low margin. So meaning you can buy, because when you buy Bitcoin, we know that we always buy at a loss, right? We
Mhm.
buy it more expensive than the market price. And that's fine because with peer-to-peer we can actually make money from that. So what we do is we buy Bitcoin locally at low margin, and then we sell that globally at higher margin. So for example, I buy my Bitcoin with say MoneyBees on Paxful at 1% above the market price. I am then going to sell that globally at say at least 15% above the market price. Meaning I make 14% profit just from buying and selling. So,
So
ganun kadali, and that's that's what our Filipino community is doing right now. We're making money, but with gift cards, from your questions, Lai, sobrang laki ng opportunity ng gift cards, but mostly, like Amazon gift cards, we can't use it kasi limited siya for US
right.
But then, if we can, we would be able to get like maybe 80% discount from that gift card. Pero ang ginagawa ng ano natin, ng mga users natin, yung mga gamers, not gift card, but game items or gaming gift cards like
Steam,
Steam
right?
Wallet. Yeah,
Yes.
Steam Wallet. So you can buy. Let's say for example, you need 1,000 pesos worth of Steam Wallet. You can get 1,000 pesos by maybe 500 pesos lang yung ibabayad mo, 500 pesos worth of Bitcoin, so 50% discount. So
Wow.
ano din ang opportunity, you just have to know the strategies or the ins and outs of the platform, pero ang dali lang niyang matutunan.
Man, I see why like the gaming community community goes to Paxful for this one. Yeah, you guys really accommodate a lot of your users, which I like about your platform, by the way. So yeah. With that being said, I believe okay. So what last question though in terms of the gaming community, I mean, is which gaming community here in the Philippines kind of like reaches out to you a lot in terms of using your platform or whatever? Is it like Axie Infinity or another crypto community game community?
Before it was more like the gaming community on Facebook. Like I did sponsor some gamers on Facebook before, because we have sellers on Paxful that are selling like ML Diamonds or
Okay.
Mobile Legends and Dota. So they're selling game items for that. So and then we then people also started selling like Axie game items. So we're
Okay.
planning to add Axie Infinity as a payment method soon.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Awesome. Oh man, so yeah, man, your platform really accommodates a lot of users. You got the TRC20, you got the Bitcoin, you got the USDT, it's all there. Plus the arbitrage thing. It's kind of interesting that people use the arbitrage method with your platform. As you mentioned already, and it's more like, yeah, you buy at a loss, but you get that right back, especially with that markup that you put, which is nice because I believe the users on your platform can provide that markup on their own. They're not, it's Paxful isn't really like, it controls users.
No.
It allows them to do what they want to do, which I love about it.
Yeah, you know how it works, Lai. So basically, you're your own boss. You control your profit. So when I said I sell mine at 15% above the market price, that's just me deciding my own price. Ibig sabihin, other users can set their margins at a higher margin, but then you also have to consider, you have to be competitive kasi there are lots of people selling, diba? So you need to be competitive in terms of selling your Bitcoin, because let's say, well, yes, you can sell at maybe 30% or 50% above the market price, but then maybe you're not going to get lots of buyers because you have very high
Right.
margins. So you have to be very competitive then. So look at your competitors. You can see that dun sa marketplace.
All right, we got another audience question. Here we go. So Paul Kabila again. Thank you, Mr. April. My next question is that how safe are the P2P transactions? Do Paxful experience some scams, like the clients didn't receive their money during P2P transactions? So yeah.
Okay, so with since this is peer to peer, you are dealing directly with another person. There's a chance na people try to take advantage of other people. Hindi natin may iwasan yan because we're dealing with another people. But the good thing is, as we mentioned before, Paxful has an escrow system. Ibig sabihin, once you initiate a trade, once you open a trade, kung magkano yung binibili mo na Bitcoin, let's say 10,000 pesos worth of Bitcoin. When you open a trade, Paxful escrow will then hold that amount while the transaction happens. Ibig sabihin, because this is always payment first, diba? So when you make the payment, nagbayad ka na, but then yung ka-trade mo, he refuses to release the Bitcoin to you. But you don't have to worry about it because wala na sa kanya yung Bitcoin. Hawak na ng escrow yon for safekeeping. So ibig sabihin, when somebody doesn't release the Bitcoin even after the payment, you just have to open a dispute and a moderator will come in, investigate what happens, and then i-award niya sa'yo kung yung Bitcoin. So that's very safe for everyone, both buyer and seller. If vice versa naman, let's say the buyer is saying that, okay, I already made the payment, I provided proof, but then edited pala yung receipt. So and then you as a seller, you did not receive the payment, you don't have to release the Bitcoin, you just dispute again and wait for the moderator to come in and investigate. So it's pretty safe because we have this escrow system. It's safe for both buyer and seller.
All right, awesome. So it says, can I use my coins.ph account directly into your platform or through banks?
Okay, when using Paxful kasi, your wallet in Paxful, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, and then you have USDT. So if you have funds in Coins.ph, if that's Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency, you can send it to Paxful. Pwede yon. And then once nasa Paxful na siya, dun mo siya ibebenta ng mas mahal. Kasi you have to make money, di ba? What we do in Paxful is that pinapaikot lang namin yung pera namin. It's different with investing or spot trading where you buy Bitcoin and then you hold, and then once tumaas na yung Bitcoin, you take profit. So it's different kasi with Paxful, pinapaikot mo lang yung pera mo daily. So ibig sabihin, you can make money as soon as you started selling. So what you can do if you have a Bitcoin in your Coins.ph wallet, you can send that to Paxful and then dun mo ibebenta yung Bitcoin mo. And about the part where directly into your platform or through banks, you can't send directly because Paxful doesn't hold a fiat money. Ibig sabihin, crypto lang yung hawak ni Paxful. So if you have money to your bank, gusto mong bumili ng Bitcoin, you just have to open a trade sa Paxful dun sa mga vendors that are selling Bitcoin through bank transfer. And once you've chosen an offer, you just click buy and then you send your payment from your bank directly dun sa bank ni seller.
All right, that's awesome. All right, so we talked a lot about that. Welcome to the crypto world. Of course, June Ibanez. Yep. Elders can also join the crypto world, so that's an awesome thing. So before we let you go, so Apryl, can you just tell the audience, how do they contact you or Paxful? How do they get to you guys?
Okay, for anyone who's interested to start trading or to start having an account on Paxful, you just go to paxful.com and then create your account. But be sure to also join us in our Telegram community kasi that's where you're going to learn the ins and outs, the strategies of how to make money. So join us on Telegram. Just search for Paxful Filipino Community, and then we have like tutorials there para to kickstart your crypto journey.
All right, awesome. All right, let's get this group back in. James, Sam. All right, let's bring it back, guys. Let's bring it back.
Awesome.
Mga naglalaro.
Oh, we're talking in the background about Axie, man. So anyway, James, we let the birthday boy work, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's the location of the party?
Yeah.
Just say the word, that will be there.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn to ask the hard questions. Okay, number one, my first question. What about tax? How do you
About
handle
tax?
tax? Yes, taxes.
Okay.
So
Siguro, let me take this one, no. For me
go
kasi,
ahead.
si Apryl walang problema sa tax yan kasi she's employed. But for us who are actually freelancers, last year I paid my tax. I charge based on the number of cash outs I made. So if I do not cash out anything, I keep it on crypto. For example, this is not this is just hypothetical, but I hope the audience will not think that I have that kind of holdings. If for example, I have ₱1,000,000 worth of Bitcoin in my Paxful wallet. Let's use Paxful wallet. Okay. The government cannot tax me for that kasi it's in my Paxful wallet. Once I sell that, okay, in the peer-to-peer market and I cash it out, for example, in GCash or in the bank, for example. That's the only, and then I spend it. Then that's the time I'll file for tax in the and I will file it like a fee, consultancy fee, because I'm freelance. So that's it. But if I don't spend anything, or if I use it to buy online, Bitcoin to Bitcoin, nothing more. Like for example, I bought from Jonathan an Axie Infinity item and I paid him Bitcoin. I don't file taxes for that. Una, I already paid for the item myself, 'di ba? Then I do own an NFT by that time in the form of the Axie that Jonathan sold me. And I cannot file taxes for that because we don't have taxation rules naman with crypto per se. Uh, even the BSP will tell you that what they are regulating is when the cryptocurrency touches the ground, when it becomes a fiat currency. So, yun. That's for me, ha. Now, I think we can have a separate session for that, Sir Sam. We
Yep.
can invite siguro one of our good friends ni Sly, maybe Sly, we can invite si Attorney Padilla on board, no, to discuss
Yeah, he'll be more
about,
knowledgeable
yeah,
regarding that.
mas magaling sa amin yan
Tax lawyer.
pagdating sa
Yeah,
mga
yeah.
ganyan, yeah.
Yeah,
And he's a
tax lawyer.
cryptocurrency lawyer, fintech lawyer, tax lawyer. He's a lawyer and he's an advocate of
Maybe
cryptocurrency.
someone from the central bank, no? Para may
Yeah,
regulated naman.
possible,
Okay.
possible,
Okay,
possible.
good. Oh. Coach Yan, ikaw na magtanong. So, baka may question ka for April or clarification?
Nako. May question ka daw kay April, Coach Jonathan.
Me?
Yeah. Oo.
Wala naman so far because okay, because we've been working with April now since
we're always on
2019.
Ako may
But yeah,
question ako kay April.
sige,
I
I
have
have
a question.
one.
Ayan, sige, mauna ka, Coach. Tapos ako.
Sige.
Go.
So
Makaparehas tayo ng question.
sige. So recently you mentioned April, diba? You have one or you're gonna be launching TRC20
Yes.
on Paxful, which is good for traders, of course, like me and of course James and sa ibang mga users. But aside from US or from 3RC20, do you plan to add like other cryptocurrencies? Because recently, di ba si PDAX, which is one of the local cryptocurrency exchange, they've added some cryptocurrencies on the exchange na. So you can use that, you can use or you can buy other altcoins on PDAX. But with Paxful right now, although they're different, pero on Paxful, aside from USDT, aside from BTC, aside from Ethereum, do you plan to add more cryptocurrencies over the next maybe, I don't know, a year from now or few months from now?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, Sly also asked this before. So right now we only support like three cryptocurrencies. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT. So, but then we're always working on adding more because the demand is there. So we're actually doing surveys with our users, like what cryptocurrency do they want to see sa Paxful soon. So we have a product team working on that. But for now, this you can buy and sell, send external and internally with three cryptocurrencies. But soon we're going to be adding more, definitely.
Okay. April, so can you do a crypto to crypto trade? Pwede, di ba?
Yes,
Like
yeah. That's actually how the Filipino community makes money. So they're buying and selling Bitcoin. Actually, the easier it is to imagine here is something like how Lazada or Shopee works. So it's a marketplace, diba, where you can buy and sell a product or an item. So basically, if I'm a buyer, I'm looking for something, and then I'm not buying directly from Lazada. I'm buying from the vendors that are selling their items on Lazada. So it's kind of the same with Paxful. So basically, we have people selling their Bitcoin, and then we have people buying Bitcoin, and they meet within the marketplace, which is Paxful. So that's how the peer-to-peer marketplace works.
Yeah, thank you for that. Ako may tanong pa ako kanina, bakit ang dami-daming cryptocurrency sa mundo? And so, anyone of you can answer that, right? So, kasi slide down the table.
Go, slide.
Okay, here's the short answer. The reason why is because initially when cryptocurrencies were created, we'll start with Bitcoin. There's a lot of programmers out there who don't or who do understand the technology. So what happens? They forked it, right? after so many forkings, for example, Bitcoin, then there was Litecoin. From Litecoin, then there was other coins like, let's say, Doge and, let's say, Redcoin. So people kept forking the main chain. Now, when people started doing this, I guess businesses all over the, around the world kind of understood, like, hey, if you can fork, let's say Bitcoin, that means you can create your own cryptocurrency specifically for, let's say, your business or your project. So to answer your question, the short answer is because people kind of want their own. It represents them or their company.
Or community, yeah.
Or community, yeah, DAO, right?
Yeah, for example, Sam, we were talking on the backstage about Axie Infinity. They have their own coin too. So they have their own cryptocurrency. And what's the use or the utility of their cryptocurrency? The utility is you can use that to trade, to breed, to buy, sell, and grow your Axie. It's like a fuel of your Axie in the gaming ecosystem. And yeah, speaking of Axie, yun yung question ko kay April. About NFT, since there's a clamor right now for NFT, not just for cryptocurrency advocates, but also for artists, for alam mo, mainstream media and the likes. So I already asked this question kay Katerina, but maybe you have an updated answer. Because by far, although there's an audience a while ago that actually compared Paxful to Binance, no? But Binance is a lesser, in terms of what you can actually trade on peer-to-peer with cryptocurrency. They're very limited pa. So I would say Paxful has the most number of items you can trade with crypto. For example, banggit kanina ni Sly yung Steam games. So even cars, if you will go to sa Philippines wala pa, but I think there was already a transaction. Kasi I am updated here no kay Paxful. There was already a transaction made na in exchange yung crypto with car over peer to peer. Kasi pwede. There's a portion in Paxful. You can trade your car for Bitcoin. So Sir Sam, if your car you wanted to trade it for Bitcoin, by all means use Paxful. Pwede.
Well, I saw in Dubai, they traded condos for
Yes.
Bitcoin before, right? So there was
Yes.
So you see
So
the
ngayon,
physical world really being traded also
ang
digitally.
question ko kay ng April, kailan magkakaroon ng NFT? Particularly, kailan magkakaroon ng access sa Paxful? Kailangan na namin ng platform para mag-trade kami
P2P, no?
Peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
Oo.
Oh, wait. Before NFT, I would like to add something. Dun sa question ni Sam kanina about cryptocurrencies. Bakit ang daming cryptocurrency? I learned this from Fermin because there are thousands of cryptocurrencies, diba? But before investing or before doing any spot trading with any cryptocurrency, because lahat ng mga cryptocurrencies, they have their own use case. So you have to research the use case first. Unlike yung mga meme coin or like yung mga yun, walang use case yun eh. So you have to research first kung ano yung what are they trying to solve. So like ano yung mga parang financial like mga financial problems that this currency is trying to solve, but not just financially, but each cryptocurrency dapat meron silang iba-ibang use case. So for me is really good in talking about this one. So I learned that from him na if you want to invest, especially for long term, yung mga cryptocurrencies na yun must have a use case. But back to NFT, yung sabi ni James, I don't want to do any announcement about NFT kasi we're going to do an official announcement soon about NFTs on Paxful. But yes, it's happening, but I'm not going to say anything. But
ano sila dito yan?
Excited kami dyan, April.
Isama nyo na kami sa media plan nyo, April.
Sige lang. Sige.
Oo nga. Kasi I know na yung gaming community ngayon, NFTs, sobrang it's booming. Like it's gaining more and more popularity. So, we have to be there when the users need us. So we need to keep on adding things dun sa marketplace namin. And definitely NFT is happening soon, and I'm also trying to add Axie Infinity kasi yun nga sobrang popular ng mga crypto gamings ngayon. So, yep.
Yan, wala nang problema si Jonathan sa Axie niya kasi namang problema yan kanina. You know what, April? Seriously speaking, Jonathan a while ago is having some problems because he cannot play what he bought. Because there's a problem yun pala. Palagay ko, tinamaan siya nung number 1 million pataas eh. No, Jonathan?
Ano, yung
maximum
wife
of
ko
1 million.
naglalaro yung wife ko meron, akong wala.
Oo.
So,
Tapos yung nabili
kagabi,
mo,
pumili ako ng sa
gumagana.
akin.
Oo.
No, it's working. Although, there's a bug that happened last night. So, parang if you bought one Axie,
Yun.
so parang babalik siya dun sa dating owner. Pero nag-succeed yung transaction. Pero na-resolve naman nila kanina. So, okay na. Right now.
Okay. Ayan.
Si
That's
Paul
what
may tanong
property
na naman.
like to resolve.
Ayan. Sa tanong niya, how do you see Axie infinite in the future? James, sasagutin natin ito sa next episode, di ba?
Next
Pag-uusapan
episode,
natin
Paul.
gaming.
Talaga kami. Hey,
Yun.
shameless plugging na kami, Sir Sam. Mag-shameless
Zero.
plugging na kami.
Show natin to, bro.
Ni Jonathan. Kasi sa Friday, may broadcast din kami ni Jonathan
Go
separate
ahead,
in
go ahead,
our
go.
communities. So we have a separate broadcast, but we will have a broadcast with BounceBack definitely about Axie. But for dun sa mga nanonood, invite na rin namin kayo. Go to we have our own communities, by the way, the Resistance Trader and kay Coach Jonathan Museigen.io. On Friday, we have a joint broadcast. It will be done over here in Facebook too. So yung mga nanonood sa Facebook, you can simply go to the live page of Jonathan's community sa Museigen.io, but we will also blast it in our page para makita ninyo na we are having this broadcast with yung mga mga OG ng Axie Filipino community will be there. So yeah, maybe April and Sir Sam can join us. You can watch us there. Pwede kayo manood, Sam, so you can learn more
Post it sa
about
sa BounceBack Network, bro. I-post mo. So you're
Yes.
part of the community naman eh. May
Yes,
tanong
yes.
ulit kayo kay April. Napaka-popular talaga ni April, no? So ito. From
Ayan.
John Garcia, yan. Does Paxful plan to develop its own crypto like for Binance that holders will get discounts from trading fees? Yan. So
Parang BNB daw, April. Do you have plans of having like PXP, Paxful peer?
Pagdating dyan, I don't think so, and I haven't heard any plans yet. Kasi as I mentioned before, you have to have a use case. You have to solve problem. You have to solve a problem first before before having having your own token. Pero I've been hearing lots of users that are talking about Paxful coin, but I don't think this is happening soon.
yan, tama, oo. Ako may isa pang tanong. Ito, another burning issue, no? Mostly. Yung environmental costs of mining. Okay, hindi ba lumalabas yan eh, di ba? That, because you need to, of course, if you mine for blockchain or Bitcoin, you need a lot of setup, di ba? So you need powerful computers, etc. Sabi nga ng mga hardware providers, nagkakaroon sila ng shortage because of the miners. Siguro who would take this on again, di ba? And even Elon Musk himself, sabi nga niya na for a time, mga several weeks ago, he said that I'm not going to invest in crypto because of the huge environmental cost. And then binalik ko niya. Pero sabi nga na iba, he just tried to move the market. Okay, so birthday boy ang tataas ng kamay.
Nay, mamaya ka na magtrabaho kasi birthday mo, paunahin mo na ako. I'll take it from Sam's comment kay Elon. Then you can take everything all together. Okay, let me take that from Elon. Nakakatawa lang that it came from Elon because he's one of the biggest holder of Bitcoin. And apparently now he is promoting this meme coin called Doge. And coming from someone who, well, although he's posting that, I'm not against Elon, by the way, and I'm all for green energy and the saving of the environment. Those who know me personally knows that I'm advocating that one personally. So yeah, I participate. I'm actually part of a green party. So hindi ko mababanggitin on air kasi baka ma-electioneering ako. But yeah, I'm part of a green party. But I'm also into cryptocurrency. Let's put it in perspective muna, Sam. Who said that was si Elon Musk na ang negosyo is what, rockets going to Mars and manufacturing of cars. No, let's say the cars
electric cars. So
let's say it's electric, but the manufacturing of electric cars itself involves a lot of energy consumption. That's one. That's a reality. And also the project of going to Mars, mas maraming energy ang kinakain yan kaysa sabihin natin pag yung Bitcoin mining in the world altogether. it's unfair because the books that they are using to say that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is eating a lot of energy is comparing it to a small country which has no industry. Walang industriya. For example, sabi nila, the energy consumption of Bitcoin mining over the worldwide, no? Worldwide is more than a country. And then when you see the country, what country is it? It's an agricultural country. Okay, fine. Sige. Sabihin na natin, it's still huge. Yes, it is. Now what's the point? The point is, yes, it consumes energy. But if you will look at the miners and cryptocurrency blockchain enthusiasts, they were actually driven to find ways to go on alternative energy source. Kasi mahal, very expensive. I will tell you that because I myself used to mine Bitcoin. It's very expensive to actually mine Bitcoin, especially na tayo yung isa sa may pinakamataas na presyo ng kuryente, not just in Southeast Asia, but in the whole world. And what do we use? Fossil fuels. So basically, the amount of fossil fuels is tantamount to saying na kapag mas mahal ng fossil fuel, mas mahal magmina ng Bitcoin. So what are we doing as miners or as enthusiasts or as a community? The community is actually driving the prices down by going green. So it's actually more appealing and more what you call this intellectually sound to say that Bitcoin is actually driving green energy users. They're in the forefronts, and that's not a hype. Even Elon, well, the same guy that you mentioned, is now talking to the guys, the miners in the US, resolving that problem. It's in the news. You can Google that one. Michael Saylor, Elon, they're actually there in the forefront talking to American miners, US miners, resolving the issues of how we can go green by going to alternative sources of energy and doing the mining thing. And yeah, if Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is you say energy hungry, you can compare it with another relative industry, which is the regular traditional banking industry. No one ever questioned how much energy is being used by the traditional fiat currency banking system. Let's compare it apples to apples. And then tell me that Bitcoin is actually the dirtier one. I doubt. Diba? Well, let's go ahead and listen to slide.
Well, you covered on most of the major points, but I do agree. When it comes to tweets like Elon Musk, I wish that Twitter allows more characters when you tweet, at least to explain yourself. Although I do sometimes disagree with what Elon says, but I think in terms of the miners moving into more of a greener usage of electricity for Bitcoin mining, it's already been shown in the past that a lot of the miners came from just regular power consumption, and now they're trying to drive their mining farms near areas such as hydro I forget hydropower or something like that, using water energy to get the energy needed to mine, have the energy towards their mining facility, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Others, they're going to areas that are cold, so that way they don't have to spend too much on cooling costs, because places like, I don't know, Sweden or Norway or whatever country that's super cold, they don't have to spend on that additional cost to keep their mining facility cool. So it is driving that whole green energy thing with the mining. But in terms of tweets like Elon Musk, my personal opinion is, look, when he says something, the markets move. But the problem is you don't know which way is up or down. So you just got to be ready.
Yeah, thanks, Sly. Okay, so 2 points. We started seeing countries making the cryptocurrency price move, right? And now you have personalities like Elon Musk making it. Okay, question to you now. If you're going to go into cryptocurrency, what kind of mindset should you have? From my perspective, I look at cryptocurrencies as it's like another form of asset to invest on, right? So I'm going to go in. I have to be prepared. I have to study a lot, etc. But I have this habit. I have play money. I also play games. That's why I only spend. So if I'm going to go into crypto, that's how I'm going to go in. Any one of you, can you please share to you what's kind of mindset means? Yeah, Coach John. Okay.
I see. In fact, that's a good question, Sam, especially for those people who like to start their crypto journey. And lalo lang yun, sobrang ingay and crypto is now a mainstream. But the thing is that do not enter to something you do not understand. Sorry, like what Warren Buffett said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing, di ba? So if your plan is to enter the crypto market, first is you need to ask yourself, ano bang gagawin mo? Magta-trade ka ba? Mag-invest ka ba? Maglalaro ka ba? Because each platforms or sectors have different mindset. Because if you're an investor or if you plan to invest in the crypto market, of course, technically speaking, ang perspective mo dapat long term. Because we all know that in a short period of time, there are ups and downs in the crypto market. So maybe right now, if you buy Bitcoin right now, it's at $35,000, but maybe tomorrow, di ba? It might drop to 25, I don't know. I mean, pwede rin tumaas. But the thing is that if your perspective is long term, then your goal is to invest in the crypto market. So again, long term yung perspective mo, and you should allocate a certain amount of funds that in case if everything goes wrong, you're willing to lose that kind of amount. Of course, I'm not saying that's 100% that might happen, but always remember that don't put everything in one basket.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. April, Sly and James, the mindset of to go into cryptocurrency.
James, you go first.
Sige. Okay, sure. Now, for cryptocurrency, basically what I would suggest all of our viewers, aside from being an asset, then having a mindset na long term. Yes, it's the long term, and also I would like to add to those mentioned already na as a cryptocurrency, we deep dive or we look into the technology itself that powers crypto, yung blockchain, and see how we can actually utilize the technology. Because more than the exchange values of cryptocurrencies, 'di ba kanina tinanong mo why are there so many cryptocurrencies in the world? Now, to add more value to that question kasi aside from sabi ni nga ni Sly, they want to have their own identity for their community, that's correct. But also, they also have their own utility. Each and every coin out there has their own utility. Learn that, know that, and see how it can help for ano, 'di ba, for entrepreneurs here. Kasi not just for investors. So yung mga entrepreneurs, for example, you're part of an industry. Gamitin na natin ng example, farming, agriculture. How can blockchain and cryptocurrency help farming industry, the agricultural industry sector? Paano niya yan matulungan? Hanap ka ngayon ng look for a cryptocurrency that or a token, for example, token project that actually have utility for such particular area. So yun, that's for me, no, that I can add up to the conversation. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Yeah, Sly and then April siguro last, no? So ladies last
Okay.
naman tayo.
Okay, I'll try to keep mine a little bit short. So, if you're new and you're getting into blockchain, this is what I've learned in the field. It always comes down to three categories. You have the investment side, which is your crypto trading, and then you have the career side, which is if you accept blockchain technology, you want to get into the development process. And the last part is what I call the miscellaneous, which is you want to play with it, you want to play these games, this and that. So, miscellaneous, career, and investment. Sorry, I don't know where my hand is right now. So those are the three categories. Now, again, it comes down to what Jonathan said, which is mindset. If you're just going to do it for investment, okay, investment. Please learn the charts, especially the one thing, key takeaway, if it's an investment, please learn the charts, because one thing you will learn is that everything moves in an oscillating pattern. If you can buy in, sell out at the top, and then repeat the process, oscillating pattern. Now, same thing will go with the development process if you accept blockchain as like a career move. It's one thing to know about blockchain and understand it, but once you start developing it and understanding how it works client side and back end, you start to realize, investment is great, but the thing is now I got a career, I can move laterally with this new knowledge of blockchain technology. And of course, the miscellaneous is if you have nothing better to do and make some play money, that's the miscellaneous part about blockchain. So for me, three categories. That's how I explain it. That's all.
Yep, thanks, Sly. April?
Okay, as for me personally, I use crypto for two reasons only. So investing, yes, and like a as a side hustle, a steady source of income apart from your salary. So basically, with investing, I agree with Sly. You have to learn how to read the charts, especially if you're if you're going to do like you want to ride the wave, so you want to enter, and then in a short period of time you want to take profit. But in my case, investing for me is I would like I can enter maybe monthly on a monthly basis. I'm going to allocate, like, let's say, even if it's just in a monthly basis, I would like to allocate 1,000 pesos worth of Bitcoin monthly. So, and then I'm going to look at this investing in a long term period. So basically 3 to 5 years. So in that case, it's sobrang baba ng chance that you're going to lose money if we're going to look at investing in a long term period. In that case naman, I think you don't necessarily have to learn the chart, but it's a plus if you can. The extra source of the second reason for me is having an extra source of income, which is what we do with Paxful. So that's an arbitrage trading. So buy and sell and repeat. So basically, that's something that you can make money on a daily basis.
Like,
So yeah, that's for me too.
saka maganda, April, no? You have a community, di ba, on Telegram, and you give them
Yes.
pointers and tips every day, correct? So
Yeah,
maganda
exactly.
talaga. Mhm.
And everyone shares their experience, the new strategies that they learn. Mostly, before I was the one sharing my experiences, trading them how to use the platform. But as the users, use the platform or trade, they discover their own strategies, and then they share that within the community.
That's good. That's good. This is also sharing to our community. So thank you again for gracing us. One last question. If I were an entrepreneur, should I take a look at cryptocurrencies now and integrate them in my business? Why and why not? So yeah, since this is an entrepreneurial question. For example, I have a food business. Can I, for example, experiment? Hey, maybe I can introduce a cryptocurrency so that they can buy, for example, my products online. So again, anyone can answer this. When's the best time to go into cryptocurrency if you're an entrepreneur and integrate it in your business? So that's the question.
Okay, I think I
Can
can go
I,
first.
sige, gusto mo ba mauna, April?
Sige.
Sige, go.
Sige, since ako na naman yung nagsalita. So, for if you have an online business or any business at all, and then you wanted to consider like accepting crypto as payment, maybe I would just like to cite one example why you should do that. Kasi it's actually very safe. Transactions are irreversible, unlike if you accept credit card, those are reversible transactions. Pwedeng mag-charge back yun. With crypto, once the transaction happens, yun na yun. So it's very safe, and of course you do have to consider the volatility ng market, 'di ba? So I think dapat meron kang reserve if if you don't want to cash out kaagad or convert into fiat. But then if you can start accepting payments in terms of crypto, you can actually convert that right after you receive the payment. So depending on how long do you want to hold the crypto after receiving the payment. But definitely one point for me is safety and security of the transaction.
Yeah, thank you, April. Jonathan, James, Sly.
I'll take this one also, this question. Now, asking if this is the best time to enter cryptocurrency or blockchain as a technology na lang is like asking when is the best time to use a cell phone. You get that analogy, right? Now, cell phone is a technology. It's a piece of technology. Blockchain, cryptocurrency is another piece of technology. Dabbling into cell phone, a piece of technology, when it's early and now it's in its advanced stage, is similarly doing the same for cryptocurrency. Because if you will look at industry experts, they will actually tell you that by 2030, this is a multi-trillion industry, not just multi-billion dollar in dollars when we talk about it. And the application of the technology is very promising. We see that happening not just locally but also internationally. And what I can advise the entrepreneur is to learn how they can actually apply it on their own businesses and be one of the first, because that will be, of course, a value add for them as a business. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, James.
Alright.
No? Maganda ba? Magdi-deep dive tayo sa mga industries, no, in the next episodes. No? Really look at use cases, di ba? Okay. Joseph, John?
Jonathan, you want to go ahead first?
Okay, yeah, sure. Sige. Okay. In fact, I have a different answer to that question because number one is not everybody or businesses are required or they must have their own blockchain because blockchain or the crypto market, it has different sectors. So kumbaga, let's say if you're a small medium enterprise, you need to ask yourself if do you really need the technology in your business or not. You could be a micro investor or retailers, pero creating your own cryptocurrency, if you plan to do that with your business, I don't think, well, depende. Because if you plan to have your own cryptocurrency, good for some reason, but I don't think that all businesses must have their own cryptocurrencies. So going back to the question, it depends doon sa business model na meron sila. But of course, if you plan to buy portion fraction amount of Bitcoin, I don't see any problem with that. But the only thing or the only risky or sabihin natin the only issue there is if you want to put everything in one basket or let's say if you have savings sa bangko then lipat mo lahat sa Bitcoin, I think that's gonna be a big problem for you. So start small. And I always say this, di ba? Start small, dream big.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Okay. Our birthday boy.
All right. So I'll keep this one short as well. In terms of implementing, let's say, blockchain into your business, here's the short answer. You have to understand that blockchain is not the solution for everything. Okay. Now you have to understand why blockchain was created in the early days. The idea was to use the existing blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies and use that to kind of represent, let's say, a business model that you had. However, the mindset changed over the years where people wanted their own cryptocurrency. Thus, certain things like the ERC20 thing came about, and so did the other create your own coin standards came about as well to ease that mentality in terms of having a coin to represent you. Now, even though you can create a coin that represents your business, doesn't mean that you should. Okay, one of the things when you do businesses, just like Jonathan mentioned earlier, it depends. Now, if you're doing, let's say, anything logistics wise, like that requires information to be transparent in terms of where is the customer's item. So like logistics, yeah, I can see a smart contract being used in that type of industry. But when it comes to payment methods, most of the times you're going to stick with, let's say, I don't know, your basic fiat or your credit card transactions. For you to create a coin, not necessarily, but in terms of the smart contract technology and getting certain data, not everything, because you have to keep that privacy there. If you're going to have like certain information that you want to place on the blockchain that will prove beneficial in the long term, especially when you're going to get that data, every once in a while because you're trying to forecast numbers, then yeah, I can see blockchain being implemented in that way for your business. But again, examine the processes that your company or business has and see where blockchain technology, maybe smart contracts, can really help out, because it becomes a cost-efficient means to kind of say like, hey, we don't need like an AWS website database that's going to charge us $1,000 a month. You can have blockchain here, and we're only going to put information at, let's say, less than $100 a month. You see what I'm saying? It has its benefits, then it has certain disadvantages as well. But just examine what your business does and where blockchain technology can be implemented in your business. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, thanks, Clay. Thank you, birthday boy. Okay, gentleman and lady, we're now at the 1 hour and 40-minute mark. Before we ask for your final message, okay, let's greet some for visitors. So, like Ferdy, for example, is from Tagaytay. Furly Limcaco, Pareda, watching from Tagaytay. Hi, Furly. Thank you. I hope you stayed on. Okay, she was there very early. There's an interesting comment from Michelle Sia here. So, next episode, please open a topic like this on Clubhouse. So, Clubhouse is still on iPhone, right? Or
yeah, it's an app. It's an app.
Yeah, on iPhone. I also have that. Did they migrate to? Or did they have a version for Android already?
Yeah, they do.
They
opened one. They opened one now, right? Okay, so we'll try that. Thank you, Michelle. Let's look at the other comments. I saw here maybe Miss Hope from Cherry Minas says hi. Okay. Hi, Cherry. Hello. Okay, so I think she knows
Cherry,
you,
yeah.
Coach Jonathan, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Cherry,
Jun
hello,
Ibanez
Cherry.
also says hi here. So Okay. Yun has an averaging comment a while ago. So again, thank you
Sir
very much.
Jun,
And also
invite.
yep. And those who are watching us on replay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to our webcast show. Again, guys, so let's do a reverse. Maybe John and James can again final words on cryptocurrencies and decrypting it to our entrepreneur members in the BounceBack Network, and maybe to all of our listeners who are just planning to go into cryptocurrency. So any final words? Would like to start? We can end with the birthday boy Sly. So
Oh yeah, end with me.
yeah.
In
Save
that
the
case,
best
I'll
for
go
last.
first.
Yeah. By the way, look at the screen of James. Like it's like Manny Pacquiao's shorts, no? It's full of sponsors ba yan? Si April, di pa tayo ni sponsor ni April. So,
Yung placement yan, James.
Pag-usapan natin yung sponsorship daw sa BounceBack Network, sabi ni
Par-
April.
parang
Ayan.
shorts ni Manny Pacquiao tong ni James eh.
Brand placement.
Digital shorts. Kita ba kayo napakaganda?
Lahat nandyan eh.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, ito po pala comment from Miss Hope Albero. Is your auntie or your mom?
Oh, yeah, this is my cousin.
Hey,
Yeah, they're
wow.
watching.
Yeah, thank you very
May
much
mga
for
fan-base kayo dito, ah.
Oo, salamat. Wala tayong
Wala.
palay. Ito si Jonathan din, one of our sarili
Ay,
to crypto. Thank you,
tokayo.
Jonathan. Salamat, Mr. Jonathan Turb. He's also in tech, so that's why he learned a lot today. So hopefully you also tune in next week. Yan, gaming na we're going to call it out. We're going to discuss crypto gaming. So nakarete na si James. Okay. Final words, guys. Ladies and gents. So again, thank you for joining us this evening. And final words for our blockchain for entrepreneurs audience.
Okay, I'll start. So for anyone who wanted to get into crypto space and medyo kinakabahan kayo or overwhelmed kayo on how to get started. So for me personally, the fastest way for you to get started is just take the first step and buy your first Bitcoin, buy your first crypto, whatever. Just take the first step, and then of course we always say that you have to do your own research first. But yes, definitely you have to do that. But as soon as you're there, you will learn the how the system works. Excuse me. So take the first step and then start small. Wag mong malaki kaagad yung investment na ipapasok mo. Just start small while you're still learning about the how the system works. And just do your research, manood ka lagi ng mga webinars, join the community because you're going to learn a lot from the community, and just take the first step. Hindi siya nakakatakot, overwhelming lang at first, but you will understand once you actually started you started buying, or once meron ka ng Bitcoin, you already have a wallet, and then you start trading. It's not that overwhelming.
Yeah, thanks, April. Okay, wants to go next?
Kami na. Ako na lang, Sam.
Yeah, go John.
All right, sige. So first of all, thank you, James, of course, Sly, and Sam, of course, April. Good to see you here, and of course, thank you for inviting us to share our knowledge doon sa ating mga kababayan and friends who are watching here in the show. So for those of you who plan to start in the crypto market, just like what April have mentioned, start small. Hindi mo kailangang ilagay lahat ng pera pinaghirapan mo, and you don't need to master everything. Hindi mo kailangang aralin lahat in one day, because mastery is always a process. So if you want to to master understand the basic, start small. Simulan mo muna doon sa pinakamadali na pwede mong gawin. Start by creating an account, having or exploring some platforms like, for example, Coins.ph, Paxful is one, and some platforms that you have or that could help you in your first step, and at the same time helping you in your first buying of cryptocurrency. Okay? And by the way, if you plan to start in the crypto market and you're having some sabihin natin, some challenges, ano ba yung mga next step? I have actually an ebook. It's called the 5-Step Cryptocurrency Handbook for Beginners, where I wrote there yung 5 easy steps, 5 easy formula. Paano ba yung dapat mong gawin lang muna? You don't need to master everything. Just start with the 5 simple steps. And you can download that for free at www.jonathantinoco.com. So yeah, it's free. So 100% free po yun. So if you want to start your crypto journey, again, first step lang. and join some communities out there like yung sa Paxful din, because there's a lot of people na rin or mga Filipino na rin nakakaalam paano gawin. So it's better to have a good community with the same vision, same mindset. So work with them, okay? And always ask questions, di ba? Doon sa mga marurunong. Find mentors din at the same time that could help you and guide you along the way. So once again, Sam, April, Joseph, Sly, James, maraming salamat. And of course, sa ating mga listeners and viewers, have a great day and stay safe to all of you.
Thank you, Coach Jonathan. Okay. James?
Sige, ako na kasi the last one will be the birthday boy, no? So for my last word for today's broadcast about cryptocurrency and blockchain. Now, that vehicle, it will go or when it will fly went off just like the internet did, with or without us. Kahit wala kami, wala si Coach Jonathan, everyone, kahit wala yan, tatakbo yan, naangat yan. So, nasa sa atin na lang yan or nandoon na lang sa mga viewers natin today, kung sila ay sasakay. Ayun lang. So, thank you very much for having us today in this broadcast.
Thanks,
ahead,
James.
Sly.
Yep.
All right. Last words. Look, yeah, you can do the cryptocurrency trading and all that, but sometimes it doesn't work for everybody. But then you have the blockchain technology side. So, people want to, in terms of a career path move, maybe check into blockchain technology. There's a lot of them out there. Again, have that proper mindset that what do you want to do? If you want to implement it into your business, you want to do this as a hobby, things like that, blockchain is there for you. So don't just think investment, that you can also think of it as a career lateral move as well. So guys, thank you so much for having me back on the show. And yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Sly. It's about one line. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It's like, thank you for spending your birthday with us. Again, thank you for being with us, BounceBack Network. This is only the second test episode of Blockchain for Entrepreneurs. We hope that you've been enlightened you on cryptocurrencies. Join us again next Tuesday as we discuss crypto gaming. So with that, magandang gabi, Pilipinas, and go and help each other to bounce back from this pandemic. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.